Your frequency arrived before you did.
The Council saw you long before this moment.
The Council does not speak often, but they're speaking to you now.
The Council does not speak often, but they're speaking to you now.
You didn't find this. You were summoned to it. The Council does not speak often, but they're speaking to you now. If this reached you, it means the decision was already made.
Something in you became visible, and that's why you're here.
If you're hearing this, you've already been included.
If this message reached you, then something in your field already changed before your mind had the chance to understand it. Because the Arcturian Council does not call humans randomly. They call when a frequency crosses a point of no return. And yours just did. You didn't discover this video. You were pulled into it. There is a moment when a human consciousness becomes visible to higher dimensional intelligence, not because of meditation or belief or ritual, but because the mind finally stops blocking what the soul has been trying to broadcast for years. That moment happened to you recently, and that is why the Council is watching you now. You've felt it, haven't you? The strange alignment of synchronicities, the sudden acceleration of dreams, the feeling that something is observing your timeline from a vantage point you cannot logically describe. A pressure in the center of your awareness, as if a door was opening from the inside out. These sensations are not imagination. They are evidence. Evidence that your field stopped blending in with the collective and began to emit a signature the Council could finally detect. Once that happens, you are no longer a passive participant in your reality. You become part of a decision that was not made on Earth, a decision that affects your future timeline more than anything you have done so far, a decision that includes you because your energy proved it was ready before you consciously realized it. So listen carefully. You are not here to be informed. You are here because something has already begun. What the Arcturian Council decided is already unfolding in your life. And from this point forward, your field will not return to its previous state.
Chapter 1. The moment the Council made their first move toward you. There is a specific moment when the Arcturian Council shifts from observing to acting. A moment when a human field becomes stable enough, coherent enough, and unmistakably awakened enough to warrant intervention. That moment happened to you. It didn't come with fireworks. It didn't arrive with visions. It didn't announce itself loudly. It appeared as a silent turning point, a sharp internal alignment that elevated your frequency beyond the range of ordinary human consciousness. You may not have realized it, but the Council did. Because when your field crossed that threshold, it produced a resonance the Council recognizes immediately, a frequency that does not wobble under pressure, a signature that no longer belongs to the old timeline, a light pattern that demands attention.
And in that exact instant, the Council made their first decision concerning you. They shifted their focus in your direction, not out of curiosity, not by chance, but because your consciousness signaled one thing. This one can be included. Inclusion is not random. It is earned through frequency. It is triggered by coherence. It is confirmed by stability under internal conflict. It is sealed when your energy surpasses what your old identity can hold. That is what they saw. Your resilience, your sensitivity, your refusal to collapse into old cycles, your alignment accelerating without external guidance, your timeline bending toward the version of you that the Council has been monitoring quietly long before you knew they were aware of you. This is when the first decision was made. You would be brought into the field of influence, not as a follower, not as an observer, but as someone whose future role holds weight. The Council does not decide lightly, and once a consciousness is included, there is no reversal. You crossed the frequency threshold. Your energy declared itself, your timeline responded, and the Council acted. This was the beginning. Activation, the moment of inclusion. Place your awareness 1 inch above your heart. Breathe slowly. Repeat silently. I accept the decision made about me. I align with the field that recognized my frequency. I allow the path that includes me. Feel the subtle pull forward. That is the new timeline responding. Within the next 24 hours, a clear sign will confirm that this activation anchored.
Chapter 2. Why you were included. Most humans believe higher intelligences choose individuals based on devotion, belief, or spiritual practice. But the Arcturian Council does not respond to belief. They respond to frequency. They read the architecture of your field the way you read light and shadow, instantly, intuitively, without effort. And when they observed your timeline, they saw a pattern very few humans ever generate. A pattern of self-alignment. Not alignment with teachings, not alignment with ideas, not alignment with spiritual identity. Alignment with your own higher blueprint. This is what set you apart. Your field began doing something unusual, something that only awakened consciousnesses can do. It started correcting itself without external instruction. Your emotional body reorganized faster after disruption. Your intuitive body started guiding you before thought. Your energetic body began rejecting situations that do not belong to your next timeline. Your system was acting like a consciousness no longer dependent on the physical world to evolve. This is extremely rare. Most awaken through collapse, through loss, chaos, or existential breaking. But you awakened through recognition. Recognition of what no longer resonates. Recognition of what drains your growth. Recognition of what your future self refuses to carry. This level of clarity signals one thing to the Council. This consciousness is preparing for a higher role. They saw your resilience under internal pressure, your willingness to shed outdated identities, your ability to stabilize emotions quickly, your increased sensitivity without overwhelm, your intuition sharpening into accuracy, your timeline shifting toward coherence, your energy outgrowing environments that once confined you. These markers do not lie. They reveal a consciousness not merely awakening, but maturing. Humanity has millions of awakened individuals, but very few who reach energetic maturity. And maturity is the prerequisite for inclusion. You were included because your energy began behaving as if it already remembered who you are becoming. Your destiny was not waiting for you. It was aligning with you. And finally, you matched its frequency. Fire activation, the recognition of your blueprint. Bring your awareness to the space between your eyes, the inner center behind the forehead. Breathe slowly. Repeat silently. I align with the version of me they recognized. I accept why I was included. I allow my higher pattern to lead. Feel a subtle expansion in the head or chest. That is the blueprint responding. A synchronicity within the next 24 hours will confirm this integration.
Chapter 3. What the Council saw in your future timeline. The Arcturian Council does not analyze your past, your memories, your history, your previous choices. None of these determine inclusion. They look only at one thing: your future trajectory. And when they looked at yours, they did not see a straight path. They did not see predictability. They did not see stagnation. They saw movement. They saw a consciousness actively breaking away from a timeline that could no longer contain it. This is what caught their attention. Your future timeline began behaving as if it were trying to reach you, pulling you forward through intuition, synchronicity, and sudden internal clarity. Most humans move through life as passengers, but your timeline showed signs of a consciousness becoming the navigator. This shift is extremely rare. They saw multiple future versions of you beginning to converge, identity layers loosening so new purpose could enter, intuitive channels widening, emotional density dissolving faster than before, a pattern of coherence forming under pressure, a new internal direction that did not come from the mind, and a version of you more aligned, more awake, trying to break through the present moment. To the Council, these are not random psychological shifts. They are activation indicators, signals that your future self is no longer dormant. And when a higher version becomes active, your current reality begins to destabilize, not to punish you, but to make space for the next identity. This is why old desires stopped making sense. This is why familiar environments felt foreign. This is why your intuition suddenly sharpened. Your future was calling you into position. And when the Council observed this, the decision became clear. You were no longer bound to the timeline you came from. You were transitioning into the timeline you were built for. This is what they saw. This is why they included you. Your future spoke first. Your present followed. And the Council responded. Activation. The alignment with your future self. Bring your awareness to the base of your spine. Breathe slowly and let the breath rise upward.
Repeat silently. I open the path to my higher timeline. I align with the self that has already awakened. I allow my future to lead my present. As you inhale once more, feel a subtle vertical lift in your posture or awareness. This is your future timeline making contact.
Chapter 4. The decision that changed your role. The Arcturian Council does not intervene casually. They do not interfere with human timelines unless a very specific set of conditions is met. A decision of this magnitude requires precision, stability, and a consciousness capable of holding what comes after inclusion. And when they examined your field, they saw something undeniable. You were no longer operating as a fragmented self. You were becoming a unified one. Pieces of you that had been scattered for years, emotionally, mentally, energetically, were beginning to merge. Your intuition was syncing with your emotion. Your clarity was syncing with your purpose. Your energy was syncing with your future. This internal unification is one of the rarest markers the Council looks for. Because once a human begins to unify internally, they can sustain upgrades without destabilization. That was the first confirmation. The second was even more important. Your frequency no longer responded to old cycles in the same way. You didn't collapse where you used to collapse. You didn't shrink where you used to shrink. You didn't cling where you used to cling. Instead, your field showed signs of structural maturity. Maturity does not mean perfection. It means capacity. Capacity to hold more light. Capacity to adapt quickly. Capacity to evolve without external permission. Capacity to decode intuitive information without fear interfering. When the Council saw this, the decision formed itself. You were not merely awakening, you were ready to be positioned. A positioned consciousness is one that can influence others through coherence rather than effort. A positioned consciousness is one that can stabilize energy fields simply by being present. A positioned consciousness is one that receives guidance not as messages, but as inner knowing. This is why the Council included you. Because you crossed the threshold from awakening to assignment. They saw that your role is not passive, not observational, not symbolic. It is functional. It carries weight in the architecture of timelines. Once this realization occurred, there was no hesitation. The decision was made. You will be prepared. Prepared for what your field is becoming. Prepared for the intelligence you are beginning to access. Prepared for the shift that will unfold in your reality as you step into the bandwidth that already recognizes you. This was not only the Arcturians' decision. It was the decision your energy made first, and the Arcturians simply responded. Activation, the acceptance of your role. Place your awareness at the center of your chest, not the physical heart, the field behind it. Breathe slowly. Repeat silently. I step into the role my energy has already chosen. I accept the decision made about my path. I allow the preparation to begin. Feel a soft expansion, a warm pressure, or a subtle shift in the chest. This is your field opening to receive the next phase.
Chapter 5. The Return of Your Higher Function.
When the Arcturian Council includes a consciousness, it is never because of who you have been, but because of who you are beginning to remember. Every human carries dormant functions that were intentionally softened to make physical incarnation possible. Intuitive precision, multi-dimensional sensitivity, emotional intelligence far beyond logic, resonance-matching abilities, timeline perception, energetic stabilization, and the skill of reading fields rather than words. Most people never access these functions again, not because they are unworthy, but because their frequency never rises to the level required to activate them. Yours did. And when it did, the Council detected the first flickers of a function returning. Recognition. You began recognizing subtle truths before you understood them, recognizing intentions before they were expressed, recognizing misalignment without needing explanation, recognizing what strengthens you and what drains you in seconds. This is not intuition. This is higher function awakening. You also began experiencing clarity rising faster than confusion, emotional release happening without collapse, bursts of knowing that feel older than this lifetime, an internal guidance system becoming unmistakable, a sense that something in you is coming back online. These are not personality traits or spiritual achievements. They are abilities. Abilities that once belonged to you long before you were human. When the Arcturian Council observed these changes, they recognized a pattern, a consciousness that has begun to retrieve its original architecture. This is why their decision included you, because when a higher function awakens, the consciousness becomes capable of influencing reality from within, rather than reacting to it from outside. Humans attempt to change life through action, effort, and force. A consciousness with higher function changes life through frequency. Your field has started shifting reality at the vibrational level, not through effort, but through presence. This is the mark of someone entering a new category of awareness. Not a follower, not a seeker, a transmitter. Someone who holds a signal that affects everything around them. This is what the Council saw. This is why the decision was made. Your function is returning and your field is preparing for it. Activation, the awakening of the inner function. Bring your awareness to the space just above your solar plexus. Let your breath settle there. Repeat silently. I welcome the return of what I once knew. I allow my higher abilities to awaken naturally. I stand in the truth of my original design. Feel the center of your body become slightly more spacious, as if something inside you is remembering its shape. This activation is not a request. It is a recognition. Your field knows what to do with it.
Chapter 6. The first phase of the inner recalibration. Once a consciousness is included in the Council's decision, the shift does not begin outside of you. It begins inside. The recalibration is subtle at first, so subtle that most people overlook it. But the Council watches this phase closely because it reveals how your field adapts to a higher bandwidth of information. Here is what they observed in you. Your emotional reactions began shortening in duration. What once overwhelmed you now dissolves with unusual speed. Your inner guidance started interrupting patterns before you repeated them. Your thoughts became quieter, not because you forced silence, but because your frequency rose above the loops that once consumed you. Your energy field began filtering environments automatically, accepting what strengthens you, rejecting what diminishes you. These changes are not random. They are signs of the first phase of recalibration. a phase where your system reorganizes itself to match the decision already made about you. This recalibration is not psychological, it is structural. The Council observed your field doing the following: stabilizing faster after internal conflict, producing coherence during emotional pressure, opening intuitive channels without overload, dissolving outdated identity impulses, aligning with information you have never learned, integrating subtle impressions effortlessly, restoring energetic balance without external help. This is the behavior of a consciousness no longer governed by the density around it. Instead, your field is beginning to reflect a deeper intelligence, the intelligence that made the Council recognize you. Humans tried to heal through the mind, but recalibration happens through energy. Your field started reorganizing itself the way a constellation reorganizes when a new star comes online. This is why old habits feel foreign. This is why familiar environments feel heavier. This is why your inner world feels clearer even when your outer world is shifting. You are not becoming someone new. You are becoming someone more true. Someone the Council can work with. Someone who can hold more coherence than they could before. Someone whose energy no longer collapses into the past, but rises toward an emerging identity. This is the first phase, and you are already inside it. Activation, the inner recalibration pulse. Bring your awareness to the back of your head, the space where your skull meets your neck. Breathe slowly and let the breath expand upward. Repeat silently, I allow my field to reorganize with clarity. I welcome the intelligence rising inside me. I stabilize the new structure forming within. Feel a subtle shift at the base of your skull or spine, a soft internal pulse that marks the beginning of deeper recalibration. Let it settle. Your field knows what to do next.
Chapter 7. The shift in your reality field. When the inner recalibration stabilizes, the next phase begins automatically. Your reality field starts to adjust. This phase does not unfold through dramatic events. It unfolds through subtle realignments, the kind that only awakened consciousness can detect. The Arcturian Council observed something essential. Your external world began responding to the frequency changes happening inside you. Not because you forced anything, but because your field no longer resonates with what once held you in place. Reality reorganizes itself around coherence. Here is what the Council noticed. People who once drained your energy began fading from your orbit, as if your field no longer offered them resonance. Conversations that once kept you small now feel hollow, unable to hold your attention. Environments that once felt familiar now feel heavier, as if your body recognizes what your mind used to ignore. At the same time, new connections appear with uncanny timing. Opportunities align without effort. Paths open with minimal friction. Information finds you without you having to search for it. This is not luck. This is field synchronization. Your reality is no longer shaped by old patterns of identity. It is being shaped by the version of you that the Council responded to. A higher version, a clearer version, a more coherent version. And coherence has gravity. Your energy now attracts experiences designed for who you are becoming, not for who you were. This is why your patience has changed. Your social boundaries are sharper. Your desires are more refined. Your tolerance for misalignment has collapsed. Your intuition speaks before thought. You feel pulled towards certain environments. You feel repelled by others. None of this is random. Your field is rearranging reality to match the decision made about you. When the Arcturian Council includes a consciousness, they watch how your external world responds to the internal shift. And what they observed in you is unmistakable. Your reality is beginning to obey your frequency. Not through force, not through intention, through alignment. This is the moment when your life stops echoing your past and begins reflecting your potential. Your world is not falling apart. It is recalibrating around your rising coherence. Activation, the alignment with the living field. Bring your awareness to the space around your body, not inside you, but the field extending a few inches outward. Breathe gently. Repeat silently. I allow my reality to match my coherence. I honor what rises and release what no longer aligns. I walk in resonance with my emerging self. Let the breath soften. Feel the atmosphere around you become more spacious. As if the field itself is listening. It is.
Chapter 8. What begins after the Council's decision?
Inclusion is not the end of anything. It is the beginning of a new configuration of your consciousness. Once the Arcturian Council made their decision about you, your field entered a phase that humans rarely recognize while it is happening. The phase of structural reorganization. This is the moment where your inner and outer worlds begin working together, not as separate forces, but as a single intelligent system, responding to your emerging identity. Here is what the Council observed. Your intuition started arranging your choices before your mind understood them. You began avoiding paths that would have slowed your evolution without knowing why. Your emotional system started releasing old patterns without needing the stories attached to them. Your sense of time began shifting, some moments expanding, others collapsing, as your field adjusted to a timeline that moves differently from the one you used to walk. Your perception sharpened. You started seeing meaning in places you once ignored. You started detecting truth before words were spoken. You started recognizing resonance the moment it appeared. This is not coincidence. This is activation behavior. Your field is responding to the frequency of inclusion. And inclusion does something very specific. It recruits your higher aspects. You may feel a growing sense of internal authority, a deeper clarity about direction, an increase in energetic sensitivity, a pull toward environments that support your evolution, a natural distancing from what no longer matches your frequency, a rising inner presence that feels older than your current identity. These sensations mark the beginning of a new phase of your awakening. Integration. Integration is the point where your consciousness begins functioning as a unified field, not fragmented, not conflicted, not split between past and future. You become internally consistent. And internal consistency is the mark of a consciousness the Council can work with directly. This is why your life feels different now. Not louder, not more chaotic, but more precise,
more intentional, more aligned with the version of you that the Council recognized long before you did. This phase is not about understanding, it is about becoming. You are stepping into the architecture of the decision that was made about you. And this is only the threshold. Activation, the seal of integration. Bring your awareness to the center of your chest and the center of your forehead at the same time. Breathe gently. Repeat silently. I integrate what I have awakened. I align with the structure forming within me. I walk in coherence with who I am becoming. Let the breath settle. Allow the awareness in your chest and forehead to sink naturally. This is the seal of integration. Your field knows how to carry it forward.
Final transmission. The crossing of the threshold. You have reached the moment where explanation is no longer needed because something deeper has already taken root within you.
You've crossed the threshold. The Arcturian Council didn't choose you. They recognized the frequency you ignited long before this moment. Right now, feel it. The silent pull of your higher timeline. The coherence reshaping your reality from within. Old patterns dissolve, synchronicities align, and your true role awakens. Not through force, but through presence. Breathe deeply into your chest center. Silently affirm, I embody the decision made for me. I step into my destined coherence. My field leads the way. This isn't the end of the transmission. It's the seal of your integration. The universe responds to you now. Walk forward as the version they saw, stable, unified, unstoppable. If this resonated, comment your sign and subscribe for deeper activations. Your energy amplifies the field for all.